Can you read me? We're coming through? How's that signal? Do we punch through that interference? Oh, hey. Okay, hey. All right, there we go. How you doing there, folks? Yeah, welcome back to another Rebel Rants House of G. The home of the OG. Original gamer, original geek. Boom chakalaka, let me tell you. So yeah, coming at you from a undisclosed location in the far reaches of the galaxy. So, let's kick back and relax. It's Monday, start of the week, and let's go ahead and start it off with a little bit of fun there. So today, so still working on those comic books. Still got a stack that needs to be bagged and boarded. So yeah, we'll go ahead and go through a few of them here. Talk about them a little bit, see what their stories are about. Not gonna read them, all the way through. Just kind of skim through it a little bit, get an idea of what's going on. And yeah, it's, at least for me, it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully, if you've been watching, hopefully you enjoy it. It's a very nice trip down memory lane, lots of nostalgia. And it's a reminder that, well, once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away, they did comic books right. Let me tell you. All right, so yeah, let's start off here with this is a high-powered, high-technology, quality storage device for my comic books here. This is from BCW there, and mildly dyslexic. This one has a bunch of Transformers on it. I love this box, let me tell you. We got Optimus Prime on the side there with the Spark of Life. And you guessed it. Yeah, that's upside down. You got Optimus Prime versus Megatron. And he's cleaning his clock there. Let me tell you, I love this box. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. There we go. All right. I think we're good. I have to say that is a rather nice box for storing comic books in. I would highly recommend it. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay. So, yeah. As you may or may not know, I'm not even sure, I want to say maybe like 700 comic books in my personal collection at this time. It's a modest collection. There are people who definitely have much bigger collections than that. My life has been a little bit nomadic at times, so it has made it difficult to, put the resources into that kind of hobby there. But I've been collecting comic books since I was a kid, since as far back as I can remember there. And let's start off today with, let's see here. Yeah, I remember this one. Conspiracy #1. Oh, I gotta adjust something here. No, come on. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit easier there. All right, so here we go. So we got Conspiracy #1. Book 1, Show and Tell. This is from February. Let's see here. Ooh, February of 1998. So yeah, this is another oldie. 22 years old at this point. It's in surprisingly good condition, considering the general state of my collection as far as my my life goes over the last 20-30 years. So yeah, this is actually in really good condition. Not quite mint. I would say maybe near mint. I got no idea if it's worth anything, but hey, I like to keep these things in as good condition as possible. Now, I do remember this whole conspiracy thing vaguely. Something to do with the Marvel universe. There's, stuff going on behind the scenes that the average person didn't know anything about. Maybe it might have had to do with this guy here on the cover. He might have been a private eye or a journalist or something. I think it's something to do with like the dark, dirty secrets of the Marvel Universe or something. Mixed feelings about it. I have to read it again to really get a feel for it, especially after 22 years, if you know what I'm saying. Let's go and dive into a little bit here just to get a better idea for it. Now, I will say this. It's got some pretty nice art. The coloring, yeah. You can tell, let's see if we have a good picture here. Well, I like the art. Let me put it to you that way. I like the artwork. The pencils, the coloring, they did a really nice job with the coloring here. Some of the stuff's kind of bleeding through the green screen, but I like the coloring they did with this this issue here at least. It's really nice. It's got solid artwork, really nice coloring, and yeah, it's easy on the eyes there. So so with this one, let's see, a grave robber confesses. Oh, something to do with okay, so he's a journalist. Okay, that's what's going on. This guy's a journalist. Something about secrets. Okay, you know what? So on the surface, back in the day, this did sound interesting. And after 22 years in the modern woke nonsense, yeah, I got a little bit of a hindsight dealio going. Okay, so what happens is you got these two characters crashing into the Daily Planet. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's the Daily Planet. Wait a minute. Marvel. The Daily Planet. That was DC, wasn't it? Wait a minute. Oh, what was yeah, J. Jonah Jameson. What was the name of his news company there? I can't remember. Daily Bugle. That's what it was. Okay, Daily Bugle. Daily something. So, okay. Yeah, a couple characters crashing into the Daily Bugle there. And yeah, everybody's kind of scattering there. And lo and behold, well, in the aftermath, this particular journalist finds a crack in the wall from the damage. And there just happens to be a key and a bunch of pictures and some information. So that's where this starts off at. And let's see here. So yeah, that's apparently sets him on this journey. To investigate whatever information is in this hidden little envelope there. Costume, what? Yeah, I'm not trying to read the whole thing here, just trying to get a gist of it. There seems to be a lot going on each individual page though. And yeah, so it's flashing back to World War II. And yeah, so this journalist, I believe his nickname is the Gravedigger because he digs up secrets or something. I don't know. Wait a minute. Wait. No, this is a flashback. Okay, so something about the government manipulating and controlling the superhuman issue. And this is back in the day. This is back around World War II. It's a much younger J. Jameson. And the journalist at the time, I believe his name is Mike or something. Where did I see that? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, I have to sit down and actually read this thing pretty thoroughly to get the full deets. But yeah, so something about the government having a hand in superheroes. Which wouldn't exactly be a ground-shaking revelation there, if that were the case. Because naturally, any government's going to be interested in superpowered beings. So then they got, flips to modern day. You got this new journalist, Jonah Jameson's still around, obviously. And he stumbles across this packet of information that the previous journalist left behind, along with a key for well, I don't think it's a safe. Is it a safety first? Okay, so it is a safety deposit box. So yeah, what? Okay, so he opens the box, and some sort of flash grenade type device, something like that, is attached to the box. When he opens it, boom, it flashes him, and then some dude shows up. And like he shoots him, but it doesn't kill him. So I don't know if it was like a beanbag weapon, like beanbag shotgun or something. Oh, it's the original. Yeah, it's the original. Okay, it's the original journalist. Okay, he's the one that shows up. Boom. And he tells his story. Okay, so he wasn't allowed to talk. Okay, so it goes on. So he was around when Daredevil was a kid and had that accident. And the nurses would not allow him in to talk to the father or the kid. And they were special nurses brought in just for the kid. They weren't actually part of the hospital or something like that. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, and then it goes on. I don't know. Well, considering it's such an odd accident, something that's, not terribly common. Maybe they were trained in like chemical accidents or something like that. I don't know. But in this case, yeah, they're obviously going for the government conspiracy angle. And then it goes on about, oh no, he just takes him to his hideout, which is he calls the cradle of the Hulk. And then let's see here. Oh, there's another guy. He's a former general. Named Ed. I'm not sure who he is actually. Okay, now they're going on about the Fantastic Four. So yeah, talking about how there was how shielding against cosmic radiation had been long perfected by the time Fantastic Four went up, and their vessel was unshielded, as everybody knows. Anybody that's a fan of the Fantastic Four. Okay, he's claiming that their ship was equipped with a device that focused and magnified cosmic rays. The Fantastic Four were in fact guinea pigs of the government. Even though it was my understanding, it was always my understanding that the cosmic rays were something different than the normal, radiation that our astronauts experience when they go up into space. So it was my understanding that the shielding wasn't inadequate for those special types of cosmic rays. That was always my understanding of the Fantastic Four origins. Now they're taking it in a completely different direction, which isn't really, it's not meshing with what my previous understanding was. Oh. So this guy who's supposedly the original investigator turns out to be a life model decoy, a robot, android. Okay, so plot twist. Dun, dun, dun. Standard S.H.I.E.L.D. issue. So now S.H.I.E.L.D.'s involved in this. Jiminy Cricket. So I understand where they're going with this, but honestly, it's not quite meshing. And then, boom, S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up, literally. And I think that's the end of that one. So I don't know. After 22 years and dealing with all this woke nonsense going on nowadays, that's just gone way overboard. I have mixed feelings about this. I remember picking it up back in the day. It was interesting. It was an interesting story. But now with, an additional 22 years of life experience and, comic book, gaming, movie experience, well, now I'm not so sure. Because here's why. It's subverting the entire Marvel universe. It takes all the characters that that you think you know their origins, and it's completely subverting their entire origin story. I don't like that. That's part of the problem with this whole woke nonsense. It's subverting everything. It's messing with characters' origins. It's twisting them into something else. And honestly, it's not holding true. It's not respectful to the creator of these characters and these origins. I just don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me, especially after 22 years and with everything going on nowadays. This is kind of a sign of where things started to go wrong there. Yeah, it's not a recent thing. It's been going on a long time. This is from, like I said, 1998, 22 years ago. Back in the day, back then, they were already starting to, manipulate characters and their origins. In this case, specifically their origins. So I can understand them wanting to kind of add like a secret espionage type layer to the origins, but they're going beyond that, and they're actually messing with the origins themselves. So yeah, I don't like that. I honestly do not like that. So okay, there's something on the cover there. There's a little something on the cover there. So yeah, it's in and of itself as a standalone. It's not a bad story. It's just when taken into context with the entire Marvel universe and the already established origins of these characters, it just doesn't sit right with me. So yeah, I'll hold on to it. I mean, it's. I'm not gonna sit here and start a bonfire and burn it just because I don't like it. That's not how I roll here. But as far as entertainment value, yeah, after 22 years, it is definitely diminished for me. So interesting. It is very interesting looking in that rear view mirror. All right, so now it's time. Time for the B&B. All right. Yeah, we got our bags and boards here, brand spanking new. Modern materials. They're actually pretty nice here. All right, bag and the board, boom, just like that. And then, yep, so you take the binding corner, slip it in right there, and boom, it just slides right in like a perfectly fitted glove. Ooh, doggy. All right, and then we have Conspiracy number 1 from 1998, February, Marvel Comics, Show and Tell, book 1. All right, let's put her in the box. I honestly have no idea if I ever picked up another issue. Still got a lot to go through. That was number 1. It was not bagged and boarded. So if I do have... if I do have one, I honestly don't know where it is. Now we'll find out here. I still got plenty. We're gonna have plenty of House of G's here. If I do have it sitting in that stack, then yeah, we'll get to it one of these days. Yeah, my collection is a little bit of a mess. Kind of goes with the territory with living a semi-nomadic life. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this one's a little bit worse for the wear. Not in bad condition, but the cover seems to be a little bit... The coloring, at least, seems to be a little bit worn. Like the actual... Yeah, it's not in the best conditions. It could be in worse condition. I mean, all things considered, it's in pretty decent condition. Okay, so what we have here... This was part... Oh, this is part 2? Of 2. Okay, so we got the X-Men. Boom. Psywar, part 2 of 2. Let's focus heavily on Psylocke. Could this be Psylocke's last stand? Well, we'll have to find out here. This is part 2 of 2, so this is actually the end of this particular story arc. August, number 78 X-Men. Let's see here. And you guessed it. From 1998. I have a feeling that a lot of these that we're going to be over are specifically from around 1996 and 98. So far, you know, that just seems to be where those are heading. I know I got some newer ones, but they might be... Yeah, they might be... They're in there somewhere, probably. I'm not complaining, just, you know, just pointing out a fact. So, that guy. Who is that guy? Looks familiar, but I'm not sure who he is. So, yeah, that big blue guy. It's not Apocalypse or anything like that. I'm not really sure who he is. All I know is part of the Side Wars. All right, so let's take a quick peek at this and see if we can figure out what's going on here. So yeah, you got the X-Men. They're all just kind of incapacitated. I always found Psylocke to be an interesting character. Oh, hello. Shadow King. Okay. Yeah, he's the Shadow King. That's right. Okay, that's ringing a bell right there. Shadow King. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Can't remember anything about him, but yeah, the name is definitely ringing a bell. Yeah, he's evading some sort of mall, driving anybody crazy. Psylocke is in bad shape right now. Some sort of psionic telepathic state. She is literally not quite herself right there. So yeah, there's something. Okay, at some point she shatters on a psychic level. Wait a minute. Wait. And wait a minute. Okay, yeah, there was that one character. That guy right there. Oh, come here. Yeah, isn't that Onslaught, I think? Something to do with Charles, Professor X's kid or something like that. I think that's him right there. I don't remember how that ended. I wasn't able to keep up with it. Not the entire thing. And it looks like maybe this is attached to that somehow. But, well, oh man, now I'm curious. It's not really explaining it very well. It's showing the dude. I think that's Onslaught, and Psylocke had something to do with it, I guess. Defeating him, maybe. Honestly, not sure. Yeah, I missed a lot on that one. There's Morrow. Not familiar with that chick. I think, I don't know. Yeah, without actually sitting down and reading this, it's gonna be difficult to get a full grasp of it. But it looks like, well, looks like the X-Men are in trouble here. And we got this chick. I got no idea who she is. Now without reading it. I don't know if that's supposed to be a form of Psylocke. Nah. Wait a minute. No. That's, no, I think that's supposed to be somebody else. Something to do with the Shadow King, maybe. Maybe they're from the same dimension or something. Yeah, lots of really trippy, psychedelic, psionic, telepathic, psychic stuff going on here. You definitely need to be reading the story to really get a full grasp of what's going on. Yep, so she's okay, something about his Dark Queen or something. They're from, so They're apparently from like the same dimension, same whatever world they come from. And he wants to make her his queen. Not really sure who she is though. Miss Braddock. Wait a minute, Braddock. I know that name. Jiminy Cricket's been so freaking long. Keep in mind this is from 22 years ago. Braddock. Okay, you want to hear something? Okay, this is kind of weird. Is it just me? Okay, so is it just me? Or does that look like Spawn's costume there? It's got the skull holding the cloak, and there's a little bit of chainmail there in the front. It's got the spikiness. Is it just me, or is that Spawn's costume? Or is it just made to look like Spawn's costume? Just noticed that detail, and now that's got me curious. Because that was, Spawn was, yeah, it wasn't Spawn image. And then, I don't know if, I got no idea who has the rights to Spawn anymore, but this was 1998, so. Maybe they were just trying to make it look kind of like Spawn to make some sort of connection. I got no idea. Kind of curious about that though. Her name is Miss Braddock. Was that Psylocke? Wait a minute, was that Psylocke? Is Miss Braddock? I forgot her real name, but I know the name strikes. Yeah, Miss Braddock. I want to say that's actually Psylocke, maybe. Now I'm just confused. Yeah, we definitely have to read this to get a. If that is Psylocke, then okay. So apparently she pulled herself together. Okay, I think that is Psylocke. Okay, yeah, Miss Braddock. That might actually be her real name then. It has been such a long time, let me tell you. Well, this is supposed to be part 2 of 2. So I'm not in... Huh. Well, what's that? Okay, so... I have no idea. So they're having some sort of conversation while she's doing some sort of psychic stuff. And it seems like he's... Well, so she's all entangled there. But then he's like... I don't know, disappearing into the void or something. And then he basically just goes poof, and then the next page, boom, everything's hunky-dory. So, yeah, without reading it fully, it's a little confusing. Yeah, Ms. Braddock, she is Psylocke. She pulled herself together and took on a new form. Some sort of psychic trickery to trick the Shadow King into... well, basically disappearing back into the void there. Okay, she's containing his soul. That's what's doing. By containing his soul, she cuts him off from his physical form or something like that. Okay, so she doesn't so much defeat him as just she somehow has the ability to contain his soul, separates him from the physical realm, sends him back into the shadow realm or wherever he came from. And everybody is coming back out of the psychic hell that the Shadow King had trapped them in. So interesting. Okay. Yeah, you gotta love that psychic trippy stuff right there. Yeah. X-Men number 78. Where do you go? Psy-War part 2 too. I'm wondering if I got part 1 around somewhere. Hey, we'll have to find out here. Still got plenty of stuff to go through and bag and board and everything. Of course, I do have a bunch of stuff that's already bagged and boarded. Yeah, I am going to be going through my entire collection. Well, for one, just to see what I've got, because it's been so long. don't even remember. I am curious. I would like to go through it. Being a lifelong geek and gamer, been in comic books my entire life. It's been really nice taking this trip down memory lane, the nostalgia and everything, seeing these stories with fresh eyes. It's been a lot of fun, let me tell you. So, got a lot of comic books to go through, and I'm looking forward to the journey. But now it's time for a little B&B. Now, unfortunately, this particular B&B does not come with breakfast in bed. But hey, all things considered, it's a pretty nice alternative, if you ask me. Ooh. All right, ready for the comic book. All right, yeah, take that binder corner and just slide right in. It usually goes in a little bit smoother. Yeah, it usually works really well. Keeps from bending the corners and whatnot. Makes it a lot easier to get it into the bag, especially with the board in the background there. Boom, shakalaka. All right, and there we have it. Yep, X-Men number 78, bagged and boarded and ready for storage. Yeah, I don't know if you can really tell the white in the X-Men. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It's not like a solid white. It's a little weird because it seems to be contained to the white though, which makes it weird. The white has got like this. I don't know. It just looks weird. Yeah, I think you can see it on the camera. Oh, maybe it's not a solid white. It's like spackled or something. So I'm not sure if it was designed that way with the color scheme, or if the white just kind of wore off. But then like the rest of it seems to be fine. So it's kind of weird that only the white would wear off like that. And it is actually pretty uniform. So now I'm not so sure that's actually not designed like that. I don't know. But at first glance, at least, it looks like it's kind of worn a bit. Anyways, so bagged and boarded, ready for storage. All right. Yeah, and once I get through all these, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go back through them again, get them sorted out. Because right now, yeah, I'm just kind of pulling them out as they come and, you know, going through them. So yeah, once we get them bagged and boarded, definitely have to take the time to actually sort them out at that point. All right, let's see what we got here next. Boom, shakalaka. Yeah, I vaguely remember this story arc. I remember the name of it for sure. Okay, so we got The Flash, number 147, Chain Lightning, part 3 of 6. Yeah, so like I said, I do remember the story arc, the name of it at least. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, lots of flashes coming out of the woodwork there. It may have been like a multiverse type deal, possibly. This is from 1999, 21 years ago. So far, this is the baby of the group as far as age goes. And on the back cover here, just for fun, yeah, we got Voltron. That's the original Voltron, not the new modern one where Pidge is actually girl. That one don't like. No, yeah, I'm not gonna fall into that Rebel rant. There's a lot of Rebel rage with that one. Boom, the Voltron, one of my all-time favorites there. Ooh, just thought I'd share that just for fun. Wait a minute. This is actually kind of interesting. So there's something about, it's actually a spray commercial. And as you can see there, he's actually got a microphone. So something about these guys are musicians or something. Interesting. So, yeah, kind of wish I hadn't noticed that. Cause, yeah, that kind of makes me sad they use Voltron for that. Okay, so let's hear. Yeah, so Chain Lightning. And boom, right out of the gates, we got ourselves Professor Zoom, a Reverse Flash, going up against the Flash, Wally West. Wait a minute, what? Okay, so this is... Excuse me just a second. Okay, so this guy actually got a little byline on the side here to explain the history of the Flash, what has gone before, and this is a little interesting here. So it starts off with Malcolm Thawne, twisted twin brother of Flash's predecessor Barry Allen. Little confused by that. I never knew Barry Allen had a twin brother. Unless they're... Because wasn't the original Reverse Flash theater... something Thawne started with a T, I thought. I'm going to have to look that up because now that's kind of confusing me there. There's a little bit of information that I was not aware of. I had no idea Barry Allen was supposed to have a twin brother. Twisted twin brother. Unless they're saying twin in regards to being Flashes. That might be it because it is talking about the 30th century. Maybe it's just a play on words. It might just be a play on words there. Twisted twin brother. Like brother from another mother or whatever. That's interesting. Yeah, okay. It looks like it's just a play on words. Somebody was trying to be cute there. And roger that. So, okay, what is this? Not recognizing this guy. Cobalt Blue. Okay, the name sounds familiar. I don't ever remember seeing the character before, really, but I have heard the name. Yes, this guy, Cobalt Blue, going up against the Flashes, which Zoom seems to be fighting him along with Barry Allen. So, let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Is Cobalt Blue... Is he supposed to be a hero or something? Well, it's not really... I don't know, because seems to be... The police are... I'm not sure if he's working with the police. I don't know. I'm not sure if Cobalt Blue is supposed to be a good guy or a bad guy here. Let's see. Yeah, without reading this is that's the thing about comic books. You got the pictures and the words, and they flow together. They work together to create the story, and so yeah, it can be a little tricky if you're not actually sitting there reading the whole thing. Just kind of skimming through it, trying to get an idea for the story at least. So it can be a little confusing. I mean, that's what makes comic books so involving, because you get the pictures to draw you in, and then you get the actual dialogue and the narration. It all it works together to create the story, and it's just something about it. It just creates like a whole different level of entertainment there. Don't get me wrong. I love the books. They have the words without the pictures. That's what I started off on. Reading normal books. Personally, I love to read in general. But when you add that extra dimension of the artwork, and you can actually see the characters come to life, it is pretty cool. Especially if it's really good writing that's bringing those pictures to life. So, yeah, so they're just speedsters from all over the place. Different, it seems like, yeah, it's Max Mercury. It seems like different time periods. I'm not sure if they're from different dimensions or like the alternate Earths and whatnot, but definitely different time periods. Jimmy Cricket, there are a lot of flashes, let me tell you. Other than that, yeah, it's not really seeing what's exactly going on with the story. Oh, so apparently there's something going on with Cobalt Blue. I might have to do a little research on the Cobalt Blue. I know the character. Character's familiar, definitely familiar. I know the name. I don't know the history of the character. And it's saying something about each of these different flashes and their Cobalt Blues. So there's something going on regarding the timeline, these different flashes, and these different Cobalt Blues. Okay, so getting an idea for the story here. And yeah, so it's some sort of chain lightning. Boom. It's chaining across time regarding these two types of characters. Interesting. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, so this is actually not a bad storyline, as far as I can tell. This last one, it almost looks like a cult right there. That's obviously one of the Cobalt Blues, and these people are dressed up as some sort of mimicry of Cobalt Blue. Kind of, yeah, it really seems like a cult right there in that particular incarnation. Interesting. To be honest, yeah, I'm actually curious about this story now. I wonder how many of the issues I actually picked up there. I actually would not mind reading this particular one, just to see what's going on with it, if nothing else. My interest is piqued, let me tell you. Boom shakalaka. So there you have it. The Flash, number 147 from 1999. Chain Lightning, part 3 of 6. So, yeah, I always enjoyed the Flash character. Being able to run faster than anything, I mean, that would be something right there, wouldn't it? That's so this particular, let's see. Yeah, that particular corner's got a little bit of a crease on it. So it's not in the best condition, but it's not in terrible condition either. I'd say very good at least. Maybe. I got no idea. It's been a long time since I looked at the grading conditions. Definitely not near mint, but I'd say like maybe just a little bit below near mint, maybe. Possibly 2 steps below it. Decent condition. All things considered, it's in really good shape. So now it's time for a little B&B. The House of G. All right, moonshot. So yeah, this is the House of G. The House of Geeks. Bagging the board, ready to go. All right, let's grab this puppy. Slide that corner in, boom, in she goes. Like butter. Yeah. I have to say, this is a lot of fun. This, this brings back a lot of memories. Doing this House of G series with bagging and boarding these babies. Brings that back so many memories. Reminds me of why I got into comic books in the first place. And it's pretty amazing. You got that tangible, physical comic book in your hands and everything. Bags and the boards. Skimming through it, even without even reading the full story. Oh, man. It gets the imagination churning. And kind of helps you forget. It really helps you forget a lot of the nonsense going on right now. This has been a rough year, let me tell you. I'm sure you know firsthand exactly what I'm talking about. So there we have it. Flash, bagged and boarded, ready for storage. Optimus Prime is going to take good care of these puppies, let me tell you. Yeah, this is fun, let me tell you. All right, let's see here. What have we got here? Okay, so now we have the Uncanny X-Men issue number 358, August. I'm guessing 1999. Let's take a look here. Ooh, close. August 1998. Not too far off from 1999 there. So you got Bishop on the cover, and I have no idea who that chick is, but it's 2 Against the Galaxy. Ooh, doggy. Uncanny. Yeah, so Yeah, back in the day, yeah, there was X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, and then your separate titles like Wolverine. He had his own. And I'm not sure who else. It's a curious thing, because like I know in recent years, I mean they've gone off the rails with the different brain farting right there. Titles, different titles. Wow, it's been so long since I've even thought about this stuff. It's taken a hot second to come back to me. But back in the day, you had your titles. The X-Men, very popular superhero group. They ended up, with multiple titles. X-Men, Astonishing, Uncanny, and then certain characters like Wolverine, such a popular character, he got his own title there. But then, like in recent years, they seem to just be going overboard with it, creating new titles for the sake of creating new titles, not because the popularity is there or anything like that, not because the characters that got that kind of quality to it, mostly just for the sake of making a new title. And a lot of channels have done some research on it regarding the numbers. Yeah, those number one issues tend to get a big boost in sales, and then after that it drops right off. So it does seem to be motivated by revenue and everything, trying to just get that quick grab of cash before the title just goes downhill, because the title itself, there's no real reason to actually create it and put it out there. Either the title is just just a bad idea, or the character is just not a popular character, not worth giving them their own title and everything. It really is a shame. So it's a double-edged sword there. Yeah, you get more titles, which means you got more comics, more material, more stuff to read. But then at a certain point, you get that law of diminishing returns, and it just waters everything down at that point. So it's kind of funny. The less creativity there is, the more glut there seems to be when it comes to content and title, in this case comic book titles and whatnot. It's kind of funny how that works. Back in the day, they had fewer titles but better stories, better characters. Now it's like there's less creativity, but there's like a glut of titles, a glut of characters that nobody's interested in. So yeah, it's just kind of funny how that works. So yeah, it just kind of goes to show that what they say, less is more, is very much true in certain cases. So this was not in bad condition. Tiny little bit worn there. Nothing crazy. Pretty good shape though. Has not been in a bag and board for 22 years. So yeah, this is in really good condition, all things considered. But yeah, it's time to rectify that. Let's take a look at the story here and see if we can figure out what's going on. Okay, in a minute. 2 against the Galaxy. You got Bishop. Yeah, man, lost in time. Now let's just point this out here. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Let's that's not what this is about. So let's just have some fun here. So yeah, he's with this chick. Okay, so at this point, he's in his own era. So apparently he's gone back to his time. Something about Xavier's security enforcers. Oh, Deathbird. I thought she looked familiar. So this chick, yeah, her name is Deathbird. I know the name. I vaguely remember the character. Don't remember anything about her. It's been that long since I even heard the name. Yeah, it's Bishop and Deathbird. So, yeah, definitely ringing a very strong bell. Let's see here. One of X-Men's deadliest enemies. Oh, okay, so she's trying to usurp the star-spanning Shi'ar Empire. Okay, so she's that kind of Deathbird. What are they doing fighting against the Galaxy there? That is the big question. It's like... Moon chocolate. Let's see what we got here. I don't know. Alien planet. A bunch of weird looking aliens. Fighting them. Obviously, kicking their butts. Gotta love the comic ads. Gotta love the comic ads. It is not a comic book if it doesn't have these ads in it. Let me tell you. One thing about comic books, they're part entertainment and part just a vehicle for ads. Yeah, good times. Nostalgia right there. Gotta love it. I'm not really sure what their actual. Oh, Mile High Comics. I remember these guys. Mile High Comics right there. Boom. I used to love looking through their catalog, seeing all the comic books I wanted. I would make lists. I would go through their catalog and make lists of the comic books I wanted to get. It was just one of those kid dream things. As you can see, 6 million comics online, and they were always bragging about this big huge warehouse they had full of comic books. Man, whatever happened to them? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look them up. I wonder if they're still around. I'm actually curious now. But they had this freaking catalogs. They were just thick, huge. So many comic books to choose from, backstories and everything, and it was just so much fun just reading through the stupid catalog. Now I'm gonna look. I gotta remember these guys. Look them up. Ugh. Wow, that is bringing back some memories. Let me tell you, got a little lost there. Okay, so yeah, I'm still not 100% sure what's going on here with Bishop and Deathwing. Quick cut to the actual X-Men, modern times at least. So I'm not sure if this story is taking place in the modern Marvel universe or in the future. What? Okay, so yeah, this is what. That's what. For a game called fingers coming up there, Blasto. Yeah. Looks vaguely familiar. PlayStation. I don't think I ever played it, but it sounds familiar. And for some strange reason, you got these geriatric looking superheroes. I got no idea what's going on. The game itself looks like it's supposed to be on the campy side and everything, so that seems to fit. I got no idea. Okay, so I think it's supposed to be taking place in modern X-Men timeline. Just they're across the galaxy for some reason. Wonder if they're in my area of the galaxy right now or not. Oh, this is a cool one. Oh, I like this one. This is back, when they used to be creative. So this is an actual ad for Wolverine 126, but instead of the usual comic book cover, it's an actual fight ticket. Wolverine versus Sabretooth, the brawl for it all. Ooh, doggy. Get yourself a ringside seat for $1.99. That is creativity, folks. That is comic books. That is fun. I mean, that's just cool. That makes me want to buy it just from that. It's unfortunate those days are long gone. Let me tell you. If you like the recent MCU from the last 10 years, that's the kind of excitement I would get from reading these things from, in this case, 1998. Let me put it to you that way. That is the kind of excitement I had reading these things on a monthly basis. And it is unfortunate the path that they have taken. Let's see here. This is just fun. I mean, come on, it's just fun. It's interesting. It's, compelling stories, compelling characters. And I'm talking back in the day, not this modern stuff. Modern X-Men, oh my gosh, I won't go near them. Modern X-Men, I won't touch them. But give me the old school stuff, the original stuff, and yeah, it picks my interest. So, I'm still not sure what's going on with her. They're running across the galaxy there for some reason, and She's what is going on? He's helping her for some reason. I thought she was supposed to be some sort of villainess, but I don't know. Yeah, they're trying to paint her with a human side, like a humanish side. I don't know. Without actually reading it, it's difficult to tell sometimes. She's trying to get somewhere. I guess she's still trying to capture her sister's throne or something. So I'm not. Yeah. Without reading it, it's difficult to say why they're together at this point, and what exactly Deathbird's goal is right now. But at the end of this particular issue, they seem to. Wait a minute. Nope, maybe not. Okay, so I don't know. They accomplished something, and they, at the very end of this issue, there's a big old battle, and they both, I don't know, as part of their strategy, they end up having part ways there temporarily, and they're trying to get some sort of gate. So, boom, big bada boom right there, and then Bishop makes it to this portal thing, and there's a dude. The gate collapses, the dude disappears. And he thinks Deathbird has already gone through it, but she's actually sitting there waiting for him. And so that was a surprise twist for him. Because naturally, Deathbird, I'm pretty sure she's a villainess. And so, yeah, you wouldn't expect her to be altruistic like that. She's all, it's a long way across the galaxy or something like that. I don't know. So they accomplished whatever it was to... I don't know. I'd have to sit down and read this to really get the full gist of the story. But they're traveling across the galaxy for some reason. Now, if I remember correctly, Deathbird is a villainess. She's not a good character. So this is an example of them trying to subvert the characters, turn them into something different than what they are. You got this bad character, villainous type. It's probably done a lot of bad things, and then they're trying to humanize her and turn her into something you can have empathy for in spite of all the horrible things she's done. If that's the case, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Excuse me just a second. It's that time of year. Ugh. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not used to talking so much. But yeah, so this is what, 1998? 1998. So this is a good example, like especially modern times, comic books and whatnot. They've done a lot of subversion of characters. Batman jumps to mind. They really screwed with his origin. They took the Wayne family as they were a good family, a wholesome family, a loving family, good people. And they completely subverted the Wayne name, turned the Waynes into this grotesque caricature of what they used to be, how they were actually created. And if I'm right about Deathbird here in this issue, and they're trying to humanize her, and she was actually a really bad character. The subversion of characters in their origins, taking good characters, making them bad, taking bad characters, making them good. It's actually been going on for quite some time, because this is from 1998, 22 years ago. Started off back in the day, little things like that, and now in modern days, stuff like the Batman origin, his family. Man, they really just butchered stuff left and right at this point. Which is why I don't buy comic books anymore. Which is why a lot of people don't buy comic books anymore. Which is why the comic book industry is in a death spiral right now. And it just makes you wonder what's going to happen. Because it can't continue like this. It's straight up impossible. And yeah, it just goes to show, it's not something that happened in a vacuum. It didn't happen overnight. It's actually been going on for quite some time, 2 or 3 decades. This isn't the first time something like this was done either. So, yeah, you got to know your history, whether it's world history, U.S. history, military history, civics, government, pop culture. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to what came before to understand how we got to where we are now, and why it's, what went right, what went wrong. In this case, this definitely went wrong. So, fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. It's one thing to read this back in the day and not realize exactly what they're doing with it. But then 22 years later and you got all of this woke nonsense going on. And looking back with fresh eyes, it's a pretty incredible thing to experience. Let me tell you. When I started this series, Hearts of G, going through my collection here, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. I thought I was just going to go through the comic books, relive the glory days, have a little fun. But then, that little revelation popped up, and it's been a fascinating one, let me tell you. So, interesting. Okay, so it's time for a little B&B. Alright, let's see here. So we got our bag and a board. And yep, this will slide right in pretty easy. Oh, no, that's actually backwards. Okay, you gotta make sure you get the shiny side forward because that is the protective side. Yeah, it's just better be safe than sorry. And then we'll take our Uncanny X-Men here. Binder corner in first. Slide it right in. Boop. Gotta love those comic book ads. Let me tell you. Alright, let's get her folded in there. Nice and snug. Now these are modern. Jimmy Cricket, are you serious with this? It's only been 22 years. These are modern bags and boards, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but it doesn't fit. Not quite. I don't know if I can get the comic book is wider than the board. I don't know if you can see that or not. These are modern bags and boards. This is supposed to be a modern comic book. This is from 22 years ago. This should tell you something. The comic books have gotten smaller since 1998, and that should tell you something right there. They're way more expensive. This puppy was $1.99. Come on, focus. There we go. Boom, $1.99 direct edition. Nowadays it's like $4 or $5 for a comic book, and the modern ones are smaller. Fewer resources to cut down on cost. I got no idea on the page count and everything because it's been that long since I bought an account. But yeah, they've definitely trimmed some stuff, and the comic books are still more expensive. That should tell you something right there, folks. All right. Okay, we're getting down there for the day. And now, you know what? Now this one's already in the bag, but this bag is old. And, oh my gosh, yeah, it's looking a little grungy actually. Because it has been, man, how did this, jeez, Pete. Looking at the state of this bag, I'm a little shocked at how good the other comic books have actually survived. Now, ooh, excuse me. So what we have here is Batman: The Killing Joke by Alan Moore, Brian Bolland, and John Higgins. Smile. Yeah, I do a terrible Joker there. Yeah, so this is an infamous one. I did read this when I bought it. It's been a long time. I remember some of it. I thought it. Yeah. No, I'm thinking Death in the Family. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna rebag and board this because this bag is just looking terrible. So let's go ahead and pull this baby out. If I can get it out of here. Oh no. It's thicker than the usual comic book. I cannot remember if this was an actual comic book series and they compiled it, or if this is a one-shot. I cannot remember for certain. Ooh, yeah, I'm just straight up gonna have to rip the bag at this point to get this out without damaging it. The corner is a tiny. It's already a tiny bit. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, you gotta be careful with these things if you want to keep them in good condition. I'm not gonna sit there and wear white gloves and whatever. I'm not that fanatical. And there, there's studies that say that stuff actually doesn't even help. So I honestly don't know. Okay, so this bag is trash at this point. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see it, but it just looks. There's like dust and stuff like that. I don't know. It's definitely time to replace that one. So yeah, the corner's not the best. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is a compilation or a one shot. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's go and take a quick look at it because I would like to refresh myself on it. Not gonna read the whole thing. This is a thick one. That is a good size issue right there. Yeah, I definitely read it. There's the crease there. So yeah, I do remember this is one where Barbara Gordon gets shot. I do remember that much. Okay, so yeah, you got. I don't want to open it up too much. That is Commissioner Gordon. He's going to Arkham. And you got some of the Rogues Gallery there. Looks like Batman. And okay, yep. So we got Batman coming in to have a talk with the Joker. Dun dun dun. Let's see where we're at here. So Batman's asking him a question. So Batman's been thinking. And he straight up asks the Joker, "We're going to kill each other, aren't we? Perhaps you'll kill me. Perhaps I'll kill you. Perhaps sooner, perhaps later." On. Okay, because Batman, now back in the day when Batman was originally created, he actually carried around pistols. I'm not sure. That's going way back, so that's well before my time. But I know he would put those pistols to use. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how those bad guys would, their generals. Excuse me, just a second. Ooh, doggy. So yeah, not only am I not used to talking this much, it's that time of year and the air gets really dry. And yeah, it wreaks havoc, let me tell you. So yeah, he's visiting the Joker. And yeah, so okay, back in the day, he did actually use pistols. So I'm not sure how those bad guys turned out, if they survived or not. But at some point, well, they decided, he wasn't going to use pistols anymore or guns, and he would make every effort to bring them in alive. So now he's saying, he's struggling with a crisis of conscience, apparently. He's saying that he's made a genuine attempt to talk things over and avert that outcome. Just once. So he does grab the Joker at one point out of frustration, grabs his hand, and then It's going to be difficult to show it. Pulls his gloved hand away, and there's like white makeup on it. And that's when you realize that's not the real Joker. So the real Joker is loose. He's not in Arkham. He's running around the city, as you can see from this picture. Dun dun dun. Yeah, that's not the real Joker right there. That's the real Joker, and he's out having a good time at the fair. This doesn't sound good. Let's see here. So yeah, wait a minute. What do we got here? Hold on. So there's a pregnant woman and a dude that's apparently trying to be a stand-up comic. I don't know who they're supposed to be. I don't know if the implication is that it's the Joker's parents, maybe. Yeah, I think that's actually supposed to be the Joker's parents. A little creepy there. So yeah, see, one thing about the Joker is what makes him such an iconic villain. Nobody knows anything about him. There's lots of stuff has popped up, that theories, whatever stuff, even in the comic books, but none of that stuff has been proven or verified, even within the comic book. It's all seems to be sleight of hand and misdirection. That's what makes him such an iconic villain. You just don't know. He is complete and utter chaos, evil, incarnate. That's what makes him such a terrifying character. So we got this couple here. Yeah, she's pregnant. He's a failed comedian, but she loves him, and he even if he's not a very good comedian, he knows how to make her laugh. And then it cuts to this scene right here with the Joker at this fair, looking at this poster here of the Laughing Clown, with a rather nostalgic looking, look of nostalgia on his face. There seems a pretty obvious connection they're trying to make there, but I still don't know who these people are. I really hope they never actually legitimately give him a clear-cut origin, because that would just greatly diminish the character. Oh, so I think this guy's trying to sell him the fair, and Joker's way of thanking him is he's got that hand thingy, except instead of a joy buzzer, it's got the Joker poison. So his way of thanking him for selling him the fair, and that little bit of nostalgia, boom, he kills him. That's the Joker. Ugh. Evil to the core. Chaos and anarchy incarnate. You can't mess with that. You cannot mess with that. They love messing with characters and stuff like that, their origins, the characteristics of the character. It's a good reason why you cannot mess with that. Because when you do that, as soon as you do that, you take away what makes that character great. And you just ruin it for everybody. And then okay, here. So we have James Gordon and his daughter Barbara Gordon just spending time together at home. Quiet evening. Here it is. She goes to answer the door. Boom. There's the Joker with a pistol. Single shot. That's all it takes. So they beat up James Gordon. Take him away. They kidnap him. She asks the Joker face to face why he's doing it. All he has to say is to prove a point. So yeah, this is definitely Okay, so yeah, they're definitely making some pretty heavy allusions towards this character. So you got the Joker here after he shoots Barbara, and they're hauling off James. He's got the drink in his hand. You see the shape of his face and everything. Boom. And it goes to the next page, next scene, next panel. And there's that gentleman again. Failed comedian with the pregnant wife. It looks an awful lot alike, if you ask me. So they're working pretty hard to draw some obvious correlation between the two, which doesn't mean anything just yet. Now, apparently this guy was a lab assistant at some point, and he quit to become a comedian. Now he's talking about doing a big crime. Okay. Okay, so he's a failed comedian. He's talking about doing a crime to get some money for his pregnant wife. And then these two guys are some sort of mob type guys, and they pull out this red helmet because they want him to commit this crime wearing this helmet. Interesting. I can see this going a couple different directions here with what they're trying to do here. This was an interesting story, let me tell you. Okay, so yeah, Barbara Gordon's in the hospital. Batman shows up to visit her. And yeah. Joker left behind his calling card as usual. But they have James Gordon. And who knows what they're planning, what the Joker's planning on doing though. Ugh. It's not good, let me tell you. So, yeah. As naked as a jaybird, being led away. And there's the Joker on his twisted throne there. Bunch of weird looking baby dolls or something. That Joker, man. Say what you will. I mean, he's evil to the core. But he's got a flair for the dramatic, let me tell you. So he's dragging James Gordon into this, deeper into this circus that he bought. And then if it cuts back to the other guy. Whoa. Okay, so forgot about this. Yeah, so it cuts back to the other guy. His wife had some sort of accident with a baby bottle heater, and she passed away. So apparently this guy's descent into criminal mindset is well on its way at this point, fairly well cemented. Tries to back out of the job and they won't let him. Okay, so yeah, Batman gets the tickets for the carnival that the Joker has purchased. With James Gordon, looks like he puts him into. I don't know. He's got James Gordon toying with him. Then there's the dude. So, yeah, there's the dude with the red helmet. His wife and child are now dead. Yeah, so he goes through with this heist or whatever, which they're pretty clearly using him as a fall guy at this point. Seems like. Okay, it goes south. Cops are there. Or security at least. Ace Chemicals, obviously. Oh, Batman's there. Okay, so let's go back. Back in the day. So yeah, there's the dude in the red hood. Lost his wife and kid. Batman shows up because they're trying to, rob the place. They're trying to commit a crime. Obviously, Batman's going to try and stop him. Dude jumps. Yes, apparently this is supposed to be a origin story for the Joker. So, Batman's chasing him, jumps off into a bunch of chemicals, crawls his way to shore, and boom, there you have the birth of the Joker. So, I don't know how cemented this is as his origin. Hopefully not. I honestly forgot all about that. But yeah, they're trying to humanize the Joker a bit. Yeah, you just don't do that with that kind of character. You just don't do that. Batman shows up. On this particular issue, that he's kind of got like an old school Batmobile there. I mean, it's very iconic, to say the least. Boom. Joker's waiting for him. Let's see here. Yeah, you got Gordon in a cage. Wait a minute. Yeah. So then it goes back to Batman talking to the fake Joker in Arkham. I've been thinking, we're gonna kill each other, aren't we? So it's running through that again while they're fighting. Batman gets the better of the Joker before the Joker runs off. And yeah, so the Batman's chasing him down. Just chasing him down through this crazy carnival that he's got. Duking it out. And let's see here. They're having a discussion. Okay, the Joker is losing. He's just in his mad laughter at this point. I'm trying to figure out why. Because this is... What? I want to know what's going on here. Okay, so he's telling the Batman a joke. Okay. So he's telling... Okay, Batman catches up to him. And for some reason, the Joker just stops fighting. And he tells him a joke. And then the Joker just starts laughing. And then Batman, he actually cracks half a smile. And he's all like, heh. And then they both start laughing. Interesting. And then it cuts away. And that's it. That's the end of it. That's it. That's the Killing Joke. I read this back in the day when I bought it. I read it. I did read it. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what I thought of it back then. Might have been a little confused. I think I might have been a little bit confused about what they were going with there, because when was this? What was the date on this? Published 1998 or 1988. Jiminy freaking cricket. 1988, 32 years ago. This is 32 years old. Really good condition. Not mint. I'd say maybe near mint-ish. The corner is a tiny bit. I'm sitting in that bag was too small. It was way too tight. So it's in really good condition though. 1988. So they give him for at least... Now, I don't know if this is official part of the primary, Batman continuity, or if this is like a kind of a standalone type deal. This is where he shoots Barbara Gordon, paralyzes her, so there is that. I know that carried over. I'm still not 100% sure on it. Because in this issue, they actually give the Joker an origin. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I honestly forgot all about that aspect. Let me go and bag this up real quick. Let's get to the B&B and finish my thought on that. Hopefully this is gonna fit. That bag was from back in the day, and this was. I don't know if this is gonna fit. We'll give it a try here, but this this might be too big for these bags. We'll see. Because I think this bag is definitely smaller than the one it was in before. All right, let's give this a try here. Get in there. Okay. Shockingly enough, it fits. I am sincerely shocked because that last bag was on there tight, almost like a second skin. And this has actually got a little more breathing room, so it's a good thing. Definitely can't complain about that. So, okay, let's get that food in. Boom, chocolate. There we go. And she is bagged and boarded. Ooh, doggy. Okay, so let's get back to it. So, yeah, they actually give him an origin story in this one, trying to make him into like this tragic character and everything. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. One of the things that made the Joker is just not knowing. He's just pure anarchy and chaos. You have no idea who he really is, where he came from, how he came to be the way that he is. There was always the thing with the Red Hood jumping in there and possibly becoming the Joker. I'm not sure it was ever fully quantified, like explained in this kind of detail. It was more like implied than anything. Or never, what was it, the Red Hood? Maybe they never actually explained who he was, at least. You just knew that he fell into the vat of chemicals and was, deformed and twisted into the Joker, visage. But this actually gives him more of a backstory. He had a wife and kid. Works in a lab, which, explains the connection between him and Ace Chemicals. And then his wife and child died in, just like a household appliance accident. Go figure. And then he goes through with this heist, which goes very badly. That is more detail than... Now, I read this, I completely forgot about that. That's more detail I've ever heard about the Joker in regards to potential actual Batman continuity. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm liking that aspect. Because that's what made the Joker, just not knowing anything about him. It kind of seems like they're trying to humanize him a little bit. It's like, he lost his wife and kid, and he's such a tragic character. People go through tragedies every single day. Bad things happen to people every single day. The vast majority do not fall off the deep end, especially to this extent. So, quite frankly, it doesn't matter what happened to him to put him on his path. He fell onto this path, and he embraced it fully to the maximum extent, to the point where he becomes the Joker. Most iconic villain, arguably the most iconic villain in comic book history. So, an attempt to humanize him, it doesn't work. And that ending, I do remember that ending was disturbing to me the first time I read it. I do remember that much. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what they were going with. Now that I've, 22 years, 32, 1988. Jimmy freaking Cricket, man. 32 years later. Jeez, OP, man. 32 years after the fact. I was way, way, way younger when I read this the first time, let me tell you. 32 years later, an entire... basically like a couple lifetimes of experience at this point. Looking back on it, I have a better grasp of what the story is saying here, even without reading it front to back. Yeah. So I understand the Batman's struggle with the inner turmoil regarding the Joker. Like one of us is gonna kill the other, aren't we? Because he goes into, he does what he does, trying to bring these criminals to justice. He doesn't consider himself judge, jury, and executioner. It's more like a citizen's arrest type of deal. vigilante. I mean, it's to the fullest extreme where he is officially a vigilante, and vigilantism is illegal in most places. But it's also kind of tantamount to a citizen's arrest at the end. So, yeah, he's not judge, jury, and executioner. He tries to bring these criminals to justice in ways that the police are unable to do because of constitutional restraints that are very much needed. And so, that's the Batman's modus operandi. So he's not out to kill. He's not out to end these guys' lives, these criminals. They are criminals, no doubt. So he's struggling with the Joker because the Joker keeps pushing him and pushing him. The system will not punish the Joker in the way that he really should be punished. So he keeps escaping and doing his stuff, this complete and total lunacy and murderous rampages. And the Batman, he's struggling. Because he's sitting there, he's reaching a point where he's kind of accepting the fact that this is not going to end well for one or both of them. And there's just, it's an inescapable fact for him at this point. And he sits there and he goes to the Arkham and he thinks he's talking to the Joker, and he's like, one of us is gonna kill each other, aren't we? It's not really the Joker. So the Joker doesn't actually know the Batman is having this inner turmoil at this point, because he wasn't actually in that room when Batman asked him that question. But at the end, doesn't matter. It's that conversation is still running through Batman's head as he's chasing down the Joker in this carnival. So at the end, the Joker does what the Joker does. He stops fighting. He basically surrendering at that point. He's like, before, he's basically, what he's basically saying is, before you take me in, let me tell you a joke. And the Batman, he's having this inner turmoil, and for whatever reason, he stays his hand and allows the Joker to tell his joke. And we all know the Batman. He's stoic. He takes stuff seriously. Crime fighting is not a joke. Stopping these criminals is not. Taking down the Joker is not a joke. Not for the Batman. But he stays his hand. And he allows the Joker to tell this joke. He doesn't think, well, maybe it's just another trick. He's going to... No, he actually stops and lets him tell this joke. And he does. The Joker tells this joke. And once he's done, the Joker starts laughing. He laughs at his own joke. I do it all the time. I crack a joke. I laugh at my own jokes. I think I'm hilarious. Other people might not think so. That's fine. Personally, I think I'm funny as hell. But on the Batman, he's kind of sitting there. He's processing the joke. The Joker's laughing at himself. And he breaks his stoicism for a brief moment. You see the crack of a smile, that little half laugh. And then he just lets himself be taken in with the joke and starts laughing along with the Joker. And that's the end of it. That's the end of this issue, The Killing Joke. Alan Moore. So this is the type of stuff Alan Moore does. And it was the first time I read it, I was way, way, way younger. It was confusing for me because it didn't fit with the Batman, didn't fit with the Joker. I didn't really like them giving him such a clear origin. And I mean, I still enjoyed the story. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed it. It's just those 2 points, they were confusing for me. And I wasn't sure how I felt about them. Didn't really like them, at least not on the surface, if I didn't fully understand why. Now it's like 32 years, a lot of modern stuff going on, a lot of life experience to draw from. And yeah, overall it's a good story, but then like the attempt to humanize the Joker, it doesn't sit well with me. You're not meant to humanize with the Joker. You're not meant to empathize with him. He's the Joker. He's evil, anarchy, chaos incarnate. There is no common ground there. That's how far gone the Joker is. He is beyond redemption. He is beyond salvation. He is fully given over to his evil, anarchic, chaotic state of mind. There is no coming back for the Joker. There is no coming back. That's how far gone he is. That is what makes him the Joker. That's what makes him iconic as a villain. And yeah, it's pretty clear at this point, especially just breezing through it here. They were attempting to humanize the Joker, and I don't like that. I really don't. It was a shocking event. You know, he shot Barbara, paralyzed her. They took that, put that into the rest of, you know, Batman continuity, made her the Oracle. I actually, before I picked this up, actually, you know what? I'm not sure I actually bought this in 1998. I don't think I actually read this in 1998 or 1988. Yeah, I bought this later on. This was, I didn't actually buy it back then. That's right. No, I bought this 15 years ago, maybe, something like that. I think. It was originally published in 1988, but I don't think this is actually from 1988. I think this particular incarnation was published later on. It's, you know, republished or something. I think that's what was going on with it. So yeah, I didn't actually read it back in 1988. I heard about it, but I didn't read it back then. I was pretty young and everything. Yeah, I think that's what was going on with it. So yeah, it was more recent times, but even then, it was still confusing at the time. And I still have a good amount of experience to draw from since originally buying this. So, you know, the rest of what I said does still stand. And I haven't gone back through it in 2020. At the end of 2020, go figure. Not really feeling it. I mean, it's a shocking story to say the least. I see what they're trying to do with it. I don't humanize the Joker. Don't humanize him. Yes, he was once maybe at one point he was a normal human being. But then something happened. He made a decision to change the trajectory of his life. And he has very much taken himself beyond redemption. That's what makes the Joker. He's beyond redemption. He has embraced evil, anarchy, and chaos with no regrets. And there is no humanity left in him. And that is what makes the dynamic between Batman and the Joker so iconic. You don't mess with that. You just don't. You just don't. Other than that, though, I mean, it was a good story. Good Batman versus Joker story. Just those two key points there that I'm just not really feeling. But yeah, I can see why this was such a popular story back in the day. And wow, yeah, that's fascinating. So there you have it, folks. Batman, the Killing Joke. Dun dun dun. So yeah. All right. Well, she's bagged and boarded, ready for storage. And there you have it, folks. This House of G went on a little bit longer than expected, but can't complain. It was an interesting one, at least for me. I had fun there, for sure. Made some progress there with my collection, getting these babies bagged and boarded and put into proper boxes rather. Yeah, by the time I get through all of those, I'm definitely going to have to buy some more boxes. Well, now I got this one that's, oh my gosh, so old. It's like, it's well, that's just ugly. It was just ugly looking at it. Yeah, so I'm finally in a position I can take a little bit better care of my collection and everything, so definitely gonna have to pick up at least one or two more boxes to replace a couple of the older ones that haven't weathered so well. So, but yeah, with that said, it's been a lot of fun doing this. Brought up a lot of nostalgia. Been able to make some pretty good connections between the modern state of comic books and pop culture and the old school stuff. I mean, we're going back 32 years here. I don't think I bought that in 1988. I'm pretty sure that's the more recent republishing of it. But the story itself does go back to 1988. A lot of these from 1996, 1998, when I did actually buy them at that time. It's been quite the fascinating journey, let me tell you. Who knows? So with that said, I think that's going to wrap up this particular House of G. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a fascinating trip down that memory lane. So yeah, this is Robo Rant from an undisclosed location in the far reaches of the galaxy. Ooh, doggy. This is the House of G.